pivoting over to the wide receiver position now. Garrett Wilson was phenomenal last weekend. I hope you had him in your DFS lineups. He was a great mid-tier value, and he won a few contests for me. And then Christian Kirk, your other start of last week, also did right by us.
And Wilson was my start of the week last week. And again, much like Tony Pollard, let's do it again, right? I mean, people are going to look at this matchup, Jen, and think, wait a minute, this is the Bills. This is not a good matchup. But over the last 4 weeks, their defense has allowed the 4th most points to perimeter receivers. And remember back in week 9, Garrett Wilson scored almost 18 points against Buffalo. So continue to start him. And Christian Kirk will double up with him too. Last week, he was one of my starts. He had a really good game, 104 yards receiving. Now he's got the Titans. This is a defense that has been very generous to wide receivers, 17 touchdown catches. Zay Jones also worth a look maybe in DFS or in deeper leagues if you really need a wide receiver, but a very good matchup for the Jaguars wideouts against Tennessee.
Gabe Davis and Juju Smith-Schuster are in 2 very high-powered offenses, but you say this week is not the week to give them a start.
Gabe he's schizophrenic in the stat sheets, right? I mean, you can't trust him. It's hard to sit him because you never know when you're going to get that big game from him. But I mean, look at the numbers. He has been absolutely inconsistent, single-digit points in 4 of his last 6 games. Now he's got the Jets. Hey, folks, the Jets' defense is really good. They held them to 5.3 points earlier in the season. So Gabe Davis is going to be on my bench. And you mentioned Juju. Remember a few weeks ago he was really hot? Lately, he has been ice cold. 18.6 combined fantasy points in his last 3 games. And as bad as Denver's offense is, their defense is really good. And it's very tough. They've actually allowed just 6 touchdowns and the 2nd fewest fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. So Juju is a risk. Now, once again, 6 teams off. You're probably going to have to play a lot of these players I'm telling you to sit, but temper those expectations.